Hi, I'm Christopher John Farley, a senior editor at the Wall Street Journal. Welcome to the WSJ Cafe. Our guests today are Britt Robertson, who is the star of the new movie, The Longest Ride, as well as Tomorrowland, and also her co-star in the movie, Scott Eastwood, another star of The Longest Ride. Thank you, Scott, Britt, for coming to the Wall Street Journal.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Now, we're talking before that you two didn't really know each other before this movie started, and of course, The Longest Ride is a romance, it's a love story. How do you generate chemistry? How do you get the right chemistry with a co-star who you don't really know?
Well, I think that they originally, when we first auditioned for the part, they had us read together. They had us do a proper chemistry read.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really meet again until we started shooting. Well, until we both got to North Carolina and started rehearsals. But I think the rehearsal stage was like the most important part of building the chemistry and just allowing ourselves to be comfortable in the space with each other. And
getting to know each other, becoming friends. I think that was a big part of it.
I'm fascinated by the idea of a chemistry read. What do you think they're looking for when they do a chemistry read, and what are you trying to give off with someone when you're doing a chemistry read?
I don't even know. I think different people look for different things depending on the movie. I know Nick has a very specific thing that he looks for in the chemistry read, Nick Sparks. But I don't even know what that is, really. I guess just...
I thought I bombed the audition, so what do I know?
We have no idea.
Yeah.
Now, in The Longest Ride, Scott, you play a bull rider, a professional bull rider, and I'm wondering, how many of these stunts did you do yourself, or how involved were you in the actual riding of these bulls?
I was very involved in all the procedural stuff behind the shoot. We had the real PBR guys there the whole time. So, we were filming the bull riding stuff, and they were bucking bulls every day, you know, just over and over and over again. It wasn't until after the film that I actually bucked a bull. It was, you know, way too much liability for Fox to sign off on that.
At any point, did you feel any danger, or did you feel like you were going to get hurt by any of the animals? Or?
Yeah, sure. I was in and out of the chutes all the time, on top of the bulls, sitting on the bulls. And you ask any of these bull riders, and they'll tell you that, you know, in the chute is one of the most dangerous places to be. You know, you got a 2,000-pound animal underneath you, and you're surrounded by metal. Not a good place to be if it decides to buck up or, you know, shake you around.
Now, people for the ethical treatment of animals talked about the film a bit and had raised some protests. And how were the bulls treated?
Oh, they were treated great. You know, the Humane Society and Humane Association, I believe, was there the whole time. So I don't know why anyone's putting up any talk about that. They should probably call them, because they were there every day to make sure everything was up to snuff.
I can't be with someone if every time they walk out the door, I don't know if I'm going to see them again.
Now, of course, the book for this movie was written by Nicholas Sparks, who's known for The Notebook, a lot of other romantic films that have taken off the box office, and books that have taken off at bookstores. Are any of you, either of you fans of Nicholas Sparks? Have you read his work before coming into this movie?
Yeah, I grew up on his work, actually. My mom is a huge fan of his. My whole family, they're pretty big fans of Nick and his work, and then also his movies. I've seen, you know, more than half of them, and A Walk to Remember was one of my favorites as a young girl, so I've always been a big fan of his.
Yeah, and I was a fan of The Notebook. I never read any of his books until The Longest Ride, but I was definitely a fan of The Notebook.
What am I in for here?
Now, I think the technical term for this movie is chick flick.
That's right.
You think guys are going to enjoy this movie? What do you think?
I don't know if it would be categorized as chick flick. I think that it's a movie that's got something for everybody. You know, it's a movie about life and the choices we make, and I think I would be wary of using that word, because one of the reasons I did the film is I thought that it would be really a cool a guy movie too, that would have a guy element that guys would like. So
they come for the bull riding and they stay for the romance. Is that the basic marketing of this film?
Yeah, stay for the, you know, the
Stay
story
for
about
me.
life.
Stay for me.
Now your career's on the rise. You're also in the movie Tomorrowland with George Clooney. Did George Clooney give you any advice on acting, on life, on anything, since he's such a veteran?
Hang on.
Yeah, he gave me lots of advice. I mean, we spent a lot of time together on and off during shooting. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that sticks out in my mind is just the way he would constantly encourage me to stay positive and just to try to make the most out of each situation. Because, you know, there are times, especially with Tomorrowland, because it's such a technically specific film. Like there's just so many things that filmmakers have not even explored yet that we were trying to do in the movie, and that can be sort of frustrating at times, and you're just not sure of yourself. It's hard to be confident in those scenarios, and a lot of times he would just, he'd say, keep your head on straight and just stay focused and just try to make the most of each opportunity, because movies last forever,
Now, of course, Scott, your dad is Clint Eastwood, and I'm wondering, since you're in the same profession, an actor, what's the best advice he's given you in your work?
We don't talk a hell of a lot about acting or intellectualize about it. I think if anything, he's famous for saying, don't be afraid to do nothing. As an actor, I think sometimes it's hard for actors to do nothing, and some actors do it really well. I think one of my dad was very famous for, doing nothing well, not having to do a lot. But I think it's just, about more advice about working hard and staying humble.
And you got a lot of big films coming out. I know there's one that people have been asking you about, that you're cagey about how much you can really say.
Yeah, I can't.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it to you right now. What can you say about that film? What you're doing in the film? Are you playing a role?
Oh, look, was that an elephant over there?
Are you playing Steve Trevor? Is that who you're playing? Wonder Woman's love interest?
I can't tell you who I'm playing. It's very secret, very top secret stuff over there at DC.
And are you going to be in Wonder Woman as the love interest?
Like
as
I said,
Steve
I can
Trevor?
neither confirm nor deny what or if or who or any of that fun stuff.
There's something with the DC movies. It's hard to pull information out of people.
They got us chained up.
But what can you say about the projects right now?
I can tell you that the project's amazing. David Ayer is one of my favorite filmmakers. This is the second movie I've done with him. What an amazing cast. Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, Jay Hernandez, a ton of great people in this film. So I think it's going to be awesome.
And this is the Suicide Squad, right?
This is Suicide Squad.
So if I take my wife to your new movie, The Longest Ride, this weekend, will you then, email me and tell me what's really going on with the Suicide Squad, just as sort of a payback?
Wow,
He won't even tell me, and I'm with him
are
all day,
digging.
every day.
Well, thanks a lot, Scott, Britt. The movie is The Longest Ride. I appreciate you coming to the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Great.